Okay, welcome back, everybody. As promised, a bonus episode of Factorio tonight. For those that joined earlier, you saw me continuing play on the vanilla release version of Factorio. And as I promised, we are going to play some more Factorio tonight, but this time it's going to be a bit different. Let me get rid of some of these extra windows here. Which windows are popping up on me here? There we go. Okay, so tonight we will be playing a modded version. I've got a mod pack downloaded. Actually, I've got several mods downloaded. Go over them real quick. The base mods that I'm using is called a series of mods called Bob's Mods. He's got several in the package. You can find these packages on the Factorio.com website. Go to the forum, look for the mods and the mod compilations, and you'll find a couple big compilation mods. One is Bob's Mods, and what he does is he adds new metals, new intermediate products, new things to mine, new types of power, and all sorts of nifty things to the base game. We're also, the other major mod that we have is called the Resource Spawner Overhaul. And what that does is it changes the way the map generates the map and the metals on the map. So what you're going to end up with is a sparser amount of minerals at your home base, and you'll have much further distances to travel to get additional minerals into your factory. And the further away you go, supposedly the richer the veins are as well. So that is the main secondary mod. Now with it, I've added the RSO, the Resource Spawner Overhaul Radar, which, because of the larger area size that you're dealing with, it helps your radar to compensate for the additional area. Then there's a few things. Long Reach is a nifty mod which allows you to manipulate your factory from longer distances. So instead of me having to run up to a factory to put coal into it, as long as it's within a moderate range, and we're talking about like a map screen or so away, I can, if I have coal in my inventory, I can put it into a factory. Autofill is a nice mod as well. What that does is it takes, when you put turrets down, for instance, it will automatically fill them with, not fill them, but it'll put ammo in them if you have it in your inventory. When you put furnaces down that require coal, it will automatically put coal into them if you have some in your inventory. Doesn't fill them, but it at least gets them started so that they can, like for your guns, they can start firing as soon as you put them down without waiting for you to fill them with ammo. Smarter trains I haven't used yet. The rail tanker I haven't used yet, but that basically allows you to transport oil and other liquids via rail car without having to put it in barrels. So this is the basic, that's the mod pack we're using. I'm going to go ahead and click play. And give me half a second here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click a new game. And our first big difference. Now, for those that have been playing, or for those that watched my earlier stream, you remember that we had 6 basic resources. You got your water, then you had iron, copper, stone, coal, and oil. Where's oil? Crude oil. Those were your basic resources. So Bob's mod takes and adds all of these others. It adds bauxite, which provides aluminum ore, gemstones, gold ore, galena, which provides for lead, quartz, which gives you silicon, rutile, which gives titanium, silver, tin, tungsten, zinc. All of that is added to the game. With all of those, of course, you have the initial processing for all of those, and sometimes you have to mix metals to get certain things. I don't see nickel on here. Because it is part of the galena. That's right. You'll have to mix certain metals to get certain metal alloy combinations, and all of these also provide additional intermediate products, so their circuit card production is going to be different. There's going to be many different layers. Our military weapons will be different based on the metals that you're using. It just adds a whole lot of additional complications to the game. So if you like complicated, a mod like this is definitely for you. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to make the starting area big again, like we did last time. I'm also going to increase the enemy frequency to high, so there are going to be a few more enemies, but I'm not going to change any of the other enemy items. Now I'm going to want at least to have a decent starting amount of stone, coal, and oil. Well, really all of the basics. I think I will take the frequency of iron. Now we'll take the richness and make them good. We won't change the frequency or the size. Copper, stone. Now I'm going to take the frequency of stone and make it high without changing the size of the and again, size is the physical size on the map that it takes up, and richness is how many pieces of stone per deposit you find. Coal, I'm going to make the coal a little bit larger, so we'll change a little bit there. And I think for crude oil, we will change the, richness. I'm not going to change anything else. We'll generate a map and see what we come up with. Okay, first of all, we're going to start in a desert, which is not ideal. Now, there are some trees, but not a lot. So we've got some coal, we've got iron, we've got tin here. We've got iron. Tin and iron can be a little bit difficult to differentiate, but there is a difference in the texture there. We've got a huge amount of stone. There's galena down here. Quartz, copper. We got no coal, do we? Probably regenerate this map because we need at least some coal. Well, okay, there's some coal up here. Very small amount of iron, yeah, and no oil. We're going to go ahead and just restart right now. It's going to use the same map parameters and just generate a new map. Okay, well, right off the bat we have some forest, which is useful. You need a lot of trees. There's iron, copper, oil, coal. Okay, so we've got wood, coal, iron, copper, stone. That's what we need. If this is stone up here, then we've got a decent starting spot. Let's verify that this is stone. Indeed, it is stone. We also have tin, which will come in handy early on. So we will use this as our starting spot. So once again, the start is the same. Now, okay, taking a look at the crafting menu, this has changed a little bit as well. You've got your basic logistics, which we had. Now you've got Bob's Logistics, which they take all of the pipes and dump them in. So right now you can see we already have, in addition to the iron pipe, and we also have copper pipe and stone pipe. Now there will be more as we go along, but taking a look at the difference, other than what they're made of, max underground distance is 10, max underground distance is 10, max underground distance is 10. Size, to be honest, I'm not entirely sure what the size is. Size 20, size 10, size 5. I'm not entirely sure what that is. 5 plates, 10 underground pipes. So I'm going to have to take a look and see what that might allude to, the size. It certainly isn't the physical size on the map. Okay, production is pretty much the same. We have all of your drills and furnaces and things there. Your intermediate products is changed a little bit. At this stage, not much other than you can see some alien artifacts on here. Remember, we were getting, when we were destroying bases, we were getting some alien artifacts, which was going to be used for advanced research. We haven't gotten there in our vanilla game yet, but basically these are dealing with that. Then you've got Bob's Materials. This is the first big change. Now we have resin, which we didn't have, tin plate, silver plate, lead plate, glass, and rubber. All of that is new. They all take various types of furnaces, it looks like, and they all take, for instance, resin you need raw wood from, so we're going to need resin for some things. Tin takes just tin ore, silver takes silver ore, lead takes galena, which is lead ore, glass takes silicon ore or quartz, and then rubber takes resin. So that's what the resin is used for. If we go back here, nope, we don't see it there yet. Then there's the Bob's Intermediate products. Again, as we start researching, this will expand, but this is a new category. Right now we can make wooden boards, and our first circuit board is not the good old green circuit board, but it's the basic circuit board, which takes wooden boards and copper cable. So in vanilla, it takes green circuit cards take copper cable and an iron plate. Now we need wooden boards instead. So there's one of the change, and this whole tab will fill in with a ton of other materials as we get some research done. Combat, nothing changed here yet, and then we've got the gemstones. You can mine gemstones, and these are going to be used for advanced lasers and things like that. So that is the change there. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to burn through a lot of this early stuff as quick as possible. We're going to grab some wood because we'll need it for the initial fuel. Now we're going to have, with this mod, we're going to have a little bit of time because we've got a slightly larger base, but also because it's using the RSO resource spawner overhaul mod. There's going to be a lot more stuff. You can see under the trees here we have some galena, so there's some lead and zinc ore nearby as well. So we've got a few of the different. I am using XSplit to stream it. A lot of people will use OBS as the other streaming software that's popular. I have both downloaded. XSplit actually is a paid subscription. OBS, I believe, is free. I found XSplit early, and I found it easy to use, so I've stuck with it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our stone down. Let's grab a little bit of stone. Now, if I had coal in hand when I put that miner down, it would have, because I'm using the autofill mod, it would have put some coal in, but I don't have any coal in hand yet, so let's grab just a little bit of that stone so we can build some furnaces and get the iron started. So now the one thing I did notice about the RSO mod, I presume it's the RSO mod that's doing this, is it puts these funky patterns of ores down. They're kind of circular patches, some of them with holes in them. I presume it has something to do with the spawning, the way that it's spawning there. Okay, that should be enough to build a oh, wow. Okay, so we start without the ability. Oh, that's right, we already had a furnace. I was going to say we start without the ability to build an extra furnace, but I forgot we had a furnace to start. Get some oil, iron started. So yeah, XSplit. There's the link, I believe, for the XSplit website, which you can download. Um, I don't remember if I believe there was like a free trial period. At least there was when I started. And then the subscription, an annual subscription, is like, I want to say something like $29 or something like that. I don't remember, to be honest. OBS, I'm pretty sure, is free. I really haven't used it that much, so I really don't know how good it is. But a lot of people use it, so it's got to be fairly easy to use. Okay, grab that iron, and let's make one more iron mine. Again, we're still going to need iron early. So let's make use of it. One other thing about this mod, because of the sheer number of additional intermediaries that are out there, your starting inventory is also larger, which is nice. Okay, while that is building up a small stock of iron, I'm going to go grab some more wood. Wood is heavily used in the early game in this particular mod. Again, for those basic circuit cards, what would have been the green circuit cards. I'm probably going to do a couple more hours tonight. I just started this particular session of a modded version of Factorio using the Bob's mods, among others. So it'll be a couple hours. I did an earlier session with just the vanilla as well. I don't know if I got that up on YouTube or not. I think I did, but I'm not sure if I got that done. So all of these videos, as with most of my content, will go up on YouTube as well. But yeah, probably a good 2 hours tonight. I'll grab those iron. Let's put some... Let's start getting some of this coal picked up as well. Well, I need stone, it looks like, before I can build anything else. Some of that stone, then we'll get some coal production going. And again, if we zoom out or take a look at the map, got all of our basic resources are right nearby. We've got the coal, we've got the iron, we've got the copper, we've got a small stone deposit, but that should be enough for now. We've got a forest over here to the west, we got the water, and then we've got a couple of the intermediates. There's only a small amount of oil, which is probably a little bit worrisome, but we haven't explored any of the map yet. And then we've got some of the intermediates. We've got tin and lead, which are the early stages of the expansion that we will need. So we are pretty well set for the initial stages of this factory. See if we can get a couple drills working on coal now. And then we'll start our, well, we'll need copper, and then we can start our power production. Okay, that will give us enough to start for coal here. And I haven't really taken a close look to see how we're going to build. Once again, we'll have them all feeding into each other. Once they start, all of those will fill down. If I remember correctly, the drills and the furnaces all could hold 50 raw material as well. I think it's up to 100 with this mod as well, so that's another small change. Let's get the copper started now. We'll need a furnace and a oven. Now, the one thing different here is we're not quite as defensible as we were in that vanilla playthrough, where our entire southern border was walled off, but it's not terrible. I mean, okay, our eastern border is somewhat blocked off. We've got some holes to the north, and this may or may not be closed off. We won't know till we explore. Well, we're getting some of that basic copper and iron and coal. Let's go take a look around. We're going to be able to wander a little bit further before we run into bases because of the basic setup here. And there was a... Nope, that's just a patch of desert. I thought that was a patch of gold ore. I thought we were going to get lucky and find some gold early on. Now, having a huge forest is going to be very nice. We're going to need a ton of wood until we can start using synthetic wood from oil products. But I'm not seeing a lot of deposits of anything around either, and that's part of the whole RSO mod, the Resource Spawning Overhaul mod. Gives you just a few resources nearby, and then you'll have to go further and further away for bigger and richer resource dumps. But we've got the tin, we've got everything we need to get a decent start. That's a big thing. Big open spaces there to build in, which will be useful as well. Let's go grab some wood. I like to keep about 100 wood on hand. Of course, one thing about chopping down trees, it does allow for your pollution to spread a little bit. One thing the trees do is it tends to absorb pollution that flows over it somewhat. So it's not always a good idea to completely deforest areas unless it's a pacified area. Again, in this mod, you just happen to need a ton of wood. So early on, you have no choice. Fortunately, we have a huge supply of wood here, so I'm going to try to keep about 100 wood on hand for the early stages. And then by that point, we'll be able to actually get our power production started. Okay, there's 100 wood. On we go. Grab all of the stone and coal and iron and copper. We'll need it all. You can see all of our iron furnaces are waiting. Take the iron, gives us a little over 100 iron plates. It will go fast. Yeah, we are very limited on oil on this this start. I can see, unlike out of fuel down there too. Okay, so we can get our power started. Now, power has also been revamped in this game. You start with steam engines and boilers and water pumps, just like normal. But you can get upgraded versions of those engines and pumps and things as well, which will improve your power output without changing your power type. Let's get all this dead wood stuff out. It's only a couple units of wood each, but I might need the space. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit, and since our copper is coming down from the south, I think what we'll do is we'll use this central area here to the east of the iron deposit to do our initial smelting of iron and copper and get our science started. Okay, I've heard that from when I was playing the Masters of Orion playthrough as well. That's a shame. Eventually, I mean, when I get a larger number of people online at a time, they transfer me to a different host. I'm sure that's part of the issue right now. And hopefully they'll get it sorted out. And yeah, I will have it on YouTube. So I normally post the Factorio up in like 1 hour sessions. You can click on the link below and catch. You can actually see my first 3 hours of gameplay of the vanilla. If you check the YouTube out now. I think the first 3 hours is up. The first 2 hours is certainly up. But hopefully you'll be able to join us again here. Usually on 3 to 4 days a week. Okay, we've got the water pump. Let's go ahead and get some space between us and the water via the underground. And build, I don't know, let's go with 5 boilers and a steam engine to start. Okay, get those fueled up and connected via power poles. I guess I can create a few of the power poles since I have some trees available. Let's take half of this coal and half of that and dump it in there so we continue to get some stone. Take half of this coal, dump it in there. Okay, once again, center mouse click will lock an item to a belt spot. Let's take some coal. Let's just dump the rest of the coal in that. Okay, so we have our initial power. Next thing will be to get some research labs up. We're doing on iron. We're probably low on copper, so we'll go grab some copper here. Grab some copper that'll allow us to build a research lab and get our first science packs manufactured by hand. So one science lab. Let's take a look and see if the smelting is done halfway between the iron and copper. That'll put it out here. So the we put the power way up here. That's fine. We'll just now here's one thing. I mentioned the long reach or far reach mod. If I was playing without the mod, I'd actually have to be much closer to be able to put this down, but because I'm using the far reach mod, I can actually put this down without having to be that close to it. So let's put our science labs down somewhere around here and get, of course, the first thing we're going to research is still automation. That hasn't changed. Takes 10 science packs. We'll build those. And okay, 18 minutes into the session. Of course, I did the first 6 minutes was explanation of the mod, so we're about 10 minutes in the session before we get our first science started researching. We can put some more mines down. We're obviously going to need more mines. I'm going to wait till I can get electric mines, I think. We can go ahead and add some power going off this way. Because we'll want those there. Then basically what will happen is our iron will come across and down, and somewhere around here we will set up our furnaces. That'll give us room to move the copper over and up, and we'll have plenty of room for our metal plate production. Let's go ahead and dump, oops. Let's go ahead and dump those in and get the science started. Okay, now we're going to need, initially we'll be using the stone furnaces, so let's go grab all of the coal and stone that we have, and we're going to make, we're going to have to cart the coal down to the south as well, obviously being our only source of coal right now. We don't have, no other source of coal at the moment, so, but it is a fairly large, fairly sizable amount. So about halfway between, we will set up our smelter, build 10 of these. Now I'm going to do basically the same as I did in vanilla here. I'm going to go I'm going to have a space for an inserter, a belt, a belt, a belt, an inserter. So this will be the setup. Now, the main difference between this and the vanilla setup is, in this case, I'm going to have the coal flow through the middle, the ore flow through the middle, and the output products out on the outside. So that's the difference between what I'm doing here and the setup for vanilla, and that's based on where the coal and iron and copper ore supplies are. And again, this is extendable. I can extend it further to the east and west as I need to, I mean. Okay, now we've got automation done. That gives us automation 2, electronics, assembling machine 1s, which are new, electronics, and long inserters. Of course, we need electronics next. Now, there are already some new items showing up on the research list here. You can see here we now have solder, which requires solder plates and resin. We have solder plates, which require tin plates and lead plates, tinned copper wire, insulated wire, and basic electronic components and basic electronic boards. Now, the basic electronic boards are the equivalent of the red circuit cards in the tier. So you have the basic electronic, no, well, let's research this. You have basic circuit boards are the green research, or the green circuit cards in vanilla. Then you have the basic electronic boards, which are the red. There's many more tiers in this version. We've got some dead wood here. Let's pick it up. It looks like we broke our axe, so we need to build another axe as well. Okay, so we have automation. We can build factories now, but we need to worry about ore first, getting ore smelting, processing first. So let's do that. We're going to need a ton of belts, obviously, because we have to get so far. I don't know if we need the stone or not. We're going to go ahead and grab it. If we happen to be here, we'll grab the coal as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set up a belt production. Belts in this version require the same thing, iron gears and iron plates. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to just set up a standalone belt production, so I don't have to manually sit and wait for 100 belts to come out when I need them. What I'm going to do is just dump some raw iron into this. I'm not going to worry about automating iron plates to the factory right now. This is just temporarily. So this is going to be gears. This is going to be belts. Now the gears take 1 plate, the belts take 1 plate and 1 gear, so I am going to put 2/3 of my iron into, let's see if I can split this out just a little bit, close to 2/3 of my, well, okay, I'll just do it this way. There we go. Oops. And that, of course, leaves me without the ability to build a inserter. There we go. I need 2 inserters and a chest. And basically, this is just going to sit and manufacture belts so that I can come over here and pick some up every now and then when I need them. Okay, there we go. Belt production in work. I'll let that go for a little bit. I still have 100 wood. I'll go ahead and manufacture a small amount so I can get some tracks started, and then come back and grab some more belts. Okay, so we'll come down here. We're going to have 3 belts through the center. The center belt's going to be coal, iron ore, copper ore. Then we'll have an output belt for each of the furnaces going to the east. That just needs to go that far. There's our input to the ovens. Go grab some of those belts. Again, I don't have to run all the way up anymore because of the far reach mod. There, I just picked up 48 more belts. Okay, now we're going to bring some copper up from down this away. trying to avoid this oil as well. So I guess what we'll do is we'll come out like this, since it's the only oil we have. We don't want to block it off. So our copper ore will come in there. Go grab some more belts. There's 30 more. There's our copper. Now some inserters and we'll be done there. The iron will come more or less straight down from here. Oh, right about here probably. And then the coal will come from the obviously much further away. But we'll have enough to be able to start the processing. And voila, we've just about got our initial smelting set up. Let's go ahead and dump some more of that iron in. There, keep a small amount for ourselves. Okay, there's our iron. All we need now is a bunch of inserters and of course fuel. We have enough to make most of the inserters, so let's go ahead and do that. You can see the inserters are making these basic circuit boards. That's taking why we need so much wood. Is it's got to make wood out of the raw wood, plus the circuit boards themselves take a wooden board. So that's why I said we're going to need a bunch of wood early on. Okay, power those up and get the drills set up, and we have our metal production plate, initial metal plate production starting. There we go. Let's get some drills going. We have electric drills available. We need more plates and gears, of course. We'll build 2 for the iron and 1 for the copper initially. Once that is done, we should have our iron and copper production started. Oops, it's not quite in range of the power. Okay, I guess I can just bring, oh no, I already have some down here for the inserters, so we'll just tap off of this for the copper. So we now have at least our initial metal production working. I probably don't have any fuel in any of these. Oh, I do. Probably just a small amount, but that'll allow me to start getting the coal down now, which is going to require... Yep, looks like we ran out of iron. Okay, so for the coal, we're basically going to come down on the outside of this track here, straight down and over. Oh, we almost had enough track to do it. And once again, I'm probably going to go with the electric drill just because I don't want to have to worry about... Now, the other thing we'll do with this coal is we'll continue running it to the east. And, well, maybe we'll split it up further north, actually. I forget our power is this far north. Yeah, we'll just split it up here on the north end. We can't split it. We don't have splitters yet, I don't think. What are you waiting for? Oh, you ran out of... Okay. I really don't need these, but I'm going to keep a local supply of the iron here. I'll probably feed these factories with this iron up here, just as a small supply. We will make ourselves some more power poles. We are short of copper. So let's go grab some of that copper. After we get this coal situated, we will work on... I forget, I don't have to run all the way down. Our next research. I'm going to probably want 2 drills here, because it's got a long ways to haul, which isn't a big issue, but still going to work on off of 2 drills, I do believe. Once we get these drills done, we're going to grab... How much stone is in there? Grab that stone. We'll grab this coal just so I have a personal supply. Okay, now we have that done. Okay, once again, we still need the inserters. We need the burner inserters for getting the coal. Build 10 of them. Oops, except for one thing. Burner inserters cannot pick up coal from the middle track because they don't have the reach. Okay, first problem. Well, that's why we picked up some coal. Let's go ahead and dump some coal in each of the first 2 at least. I don't really care if we have more than 2 running at this point. But so for the if we take a look at the research, there's a long-handed burner inserter now. So basically this is the same thing as a long-handed inserter from vanilla, except it's a burner inserter, which means it can reach 2 tiles away, pick up coal to fuel itself, as well as put things into a furnace. So that's going to be the next thing we research. We need 10 science packs for that, which needs, what are we short here? Everything. Let's pick up some of that and some of that. There's 10 of those. That'll allow the coal to queue up, that's fine. You can already see we're using a ton of the power that we're producing, so we'll be popping down another steam engine here very shortly. We still need to fuel, get the fuel across as well. Water temperature is at 100, so we're okay. That might have actually been enough to... Nope, wasn't enough to jumpstart our power. So once we get this research done, or started anyway, we will work on the tracks across to the power. Now we still need to research, or did we already research it? Nope, we did. We need to research logistics to give us the splitters. That'll be the next thing we research so that we can get the coal across where we need it to the fuel. And that will happen... It'll also allow us to get this... the iron across to here so that it's where we need it when we need it. Let's go 170 to 32. Yeah, that's pretty close. Grab the transporter belts that are there. Coming across here be sufficient, I think. No, that's going to run right into the... So we need to go... Those aren't locked in place either. So these will want to come down here. Looks like we'll have to move a power pole too. Oh, and of course it's going to run into the drills. That's okay. Those drills can be moved. Okay, so this is where the coal will come across. This power pole's in the way, of course. Okay, so we have the long-handled inserters. Let's get logistics next. It's going to require 20 science packs, which we probably can't make at the moment. Let's go down and start that. And then the next thing we do is the automated production of science packs, I do believe. 10, 15, 20. Burner inserters, or long-handled burner inserters. We want 10 of those, so we'll queue those up as well. So we'll just move that one drill down. We need to patch the hole there. And dump some more metal into those, get some more belts. It's only 3 of them, that's not enough. Get the logistics done. Once that is done, we can start the true automation. Can dump those in and get it started anyway. We still have a few more coming out. And the burner inserters coming out. Okay. "38 minutes in now. Takeaway, we'll call it 5 minutes, so that's 33 minutes of actual gameplay to get to this point. Okay, that's all of the science packs that we need. Now we're getting the long-handled burner inserters. And we're going to have to rearrange the power poles, obviously. Okay, let's see if we can get this here. 1. We have a problem here. In that... Okay, that's fine. What we can do is reverse the inserters with the burner inserters. Okay, there's that. Now on this side, we need to move this pole. Move this pole. Move this pole, it looks like. Okay, everything should have access to coal now. Need a couple more regular inserters. Two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3. 2 more regular inserters. And it looks like everything there is working. Now all we have left to do is start up our bus. Wait for logistics to complete, and we are set to start the full automation processes of a couple products. Okay, very good. We've got some belts. Let's go ahead. Iron will come out here. And there is the start of our bus. Do 10 more inserters to put the metal onto the bus. And then we get to start planning the next step. Now, the next step is going to be red science packs. Red science packs take copper and gear wheels, so nice and simple, no change from vanilla. With our science labs here, probably going to run them east to west. We can build our second science lab since we have the materials and make sure we have the spacing for it. We're going to have an inserter in, a belt, an inserter, and a lab. So that's where our belts are going to go. And where our expansion of science labs are going to go. So we can see that. Get the second lab placed down. And so now we can see that somewhere here is where our red science production is going to be. Okay, we have our inserters here. More of them. How's our wood doing? We still have 100 wood, so we're still good there. We need to power these. Okay, there's our logistics. Okay, so now I think, let's take a look. We have electronics, which will get us to the next stage of boards. I think we need to do armor and weapons first. So let's take care of that. Let's get these powered up. Those powered up, and we have our output products starting to come up. Okay, let's go ahead and take care of, if I can, I'll craft, I can't quite craft 10 of them. I'll go ahead and get the 10 red science put together so that I can start the armor crafting while I work on getting coal across to the power plants. To do that, I'll need a splitter, and that's really all I need. Splitter will come there. can see the coal already piling up. So we've got those 2 mines are going to be sufficient to last us for a while with what we have set up. Let's take a look at power. Power's okay, but we're not researching anything at the moment, so I suspect once we start the actual research process, we're going to be short on power again. Okay, that gets the red science done. Let's put half of them in each lab. Where's our labs? 1, 2. That'll double the speed of that research. That'll allow us to finish the production of coal to our power plant. Yeah, we have a power shortage already, so let's go ahead and build a... Oops, we don't have what we need to build a steam engine. Now, unfortunately, to go pick stuff off of a belt, you still have to be there, despite the mod. We'll put 2 steam engines down. Why not? We have the minerals for it. Okay, that gave us our armor crafting capability. And you can see, looks like some of the... There they go. They're starting to pick up the coal. Good for them. That puts both steam generators online, both with a temperature of 100, and that more than solves our power production for now. Okay, so let's look at red science. We're going to want red science to come in somewhere out here. Which means we're going to need to split off some copper and some iron. Now remember, it takes 1 iron gear, that's good enough for now. It takes 1 iron gear and 1 copper plate, right, for red science. So 1 red science is going to, or yeah, 1 iron gear is going to be able to feed a couple of science manufactories. Let's go ahead and put some, going to want to automate the basic circuit boards too. We'll do that here shortly as well. Our first real difference between vanilla and the mod as far as the automation goes anyway. We need to have a steady source of those basic circuit boards. We need a ton of them. So let's go ahead and build... we're still short on plates. Basic circuit boards. Okay, so the manufacturing speed of a gear... 0.5 of a red science is 5, so for one gear factory can actually supply a ton of red science. Let's go ahead and let's see, the science is coming in up there, so I think it's best if I split it off for now. And then underground. Let's split off. Now let's make it simple on ourselves. Split off the iron there and go underground and come up. We'll split off some copper right around here as well.